Okay, good morning. This is the first in our series of tips and tastings that we're presenting to you. The first one is how to get the best out of your wine tour experience. Well, we think it's a very good idea to start with putting something on your stomach. You need to have breakfast. You can't start a car without petrol. You can't start the body properly without something to eat. The next thing is to take into account everything that's on offer. Be open to everything that is on offer at the cellar door experience, so go in with an open mind. The usual tasting regimen is to start with sparkling wine, to work your way through the lighter whites, into the oaked whites, and then into the lighter reds, through to the heavy Cabernets, etc. When tasting the wines, you need to call into account your senses. First one is your sight. Look at the wine. Second one is your sense of smell. The third one is your memory. The fourth one is your sense of taste. And then again, your memory. We'll explain this later when we're tasting the wines. You need to make sure that you rehydrate, that you cleanse your palate between tasting the wines. The best way to do it is with water. A, it doesn't distort your palate. B, it rehydrates you. You can have bread. You can have an unsalted cracker. You don't want anything that really has a flavour of its own because it does distort your palate. Don't fear to ask questions. The cellar door people are more than willing to answer those questions. That's how you get the extra dimension out of your tasting experience. And what you like is what you like. Trust your own palate. That's all you have to do. Okay, this is the fun part of our first series. This is the wine tasting. The wine I have here is from Oakridge Estate. It's a wonderful boutique winery in the Yarra Valley. This one that we're going to review is the local vineyard series, so it's a single vineyard from the Hazeldean Vineyard, which is about 40k up in the hills away from Oakridge's principal property. It's very cool climate in the Yarra Valley. This is an example of cool climate wines, and thankfully we've got an opportunity through Matt and the staff out there to have a look at this particular wine. The winemaker there, David Bicknell, has got a particularly fine reputation for Chardonnay. Let's see from our point of view whether that's justified. Glass. Enough for a generous taste, but you're not having a full glass of wine here. So the first thing to do is call into accord your senses. First one is sight. I look at this and I say, this is a white wine. And you say, how does he do it? Well, it's just a mystery, folks. It is a white wine. The other thing that I'm looking at is how clear it is. And in this case, it certainly is. If it's cloudy, it may not be in pristine condition. Second thing is to agitate the glass. What you want to do is release the esters in the wine. Stick your nose in the glass and take a good deep breath. What does it remind you of? Wine's wine, right? But it has flavours that relate to everyday things, other things. Fruit, floral, vegetable, earth, spice. Stick your nose in, take a good sniff, and think, what does it remind you of? Out of this wine, I get a little bit of melon. I get a little bit of charriness. That's because this wine has been aged in oak barrels. It's been fermented in oak barrels as well. So you get that little bit of charriness from the oak in respect of that. Next thing is, taste the wine. What's it taste like? The smell? Was there anything else that you got out of it? Make sure you swill the wine round in your mouth, a little bit like chewing an apple, not like you've just cleaned your teeth. You want to taste you want to taste the wine right through all your taste buds. If you had a little piece of steak as big as your thumbnail and you put it in your mouth, you chewed it once and swallowed it, how much flavour do you think you'd get? Not much, right? That's what you need to do with the wine. Take a good mouthful. Swill it around, swallow it. What extra dimensions did you get from the wine, from when you smelt it to when you tasted it? So remember, to get the best out of your wine tasting experience, sight, smell, memory, taste, memory. Go well.